Hi everyone, it's Brittany here. I want to do an update on my ultrasound. I apologize that it has been so long, but I will explain what has taken so long for me to do an update. So March 2nd, I was 15 weeks and 1 day pregnant, and we went to our ultrasound appointment, which we paid for. It was like a 3D, 4D ultrasound place that you could just pay cash and they would do an ultrasound for you. So we bought a package and we went, and it was like, you know, the gender package went to do that, and we thought that it was an hour away, but it ended up being 2 hours away, and it was a nightmare. We were 40 minutes late for our appointment. The appointment was supposed to be an hour long. That's what we paid for. We only got 20 minutes, but we did end up finding out what we were having and everything. And I was just thankful that she still took us in and allowed us to have our ultrasound, even though we traveled that far. But we did shave about 20 minutes off of our travels with slightly speeding, and no kids were with us or anything. But thankfully we didn't get pulled over or in an accident or anything, but that was a nightmare, absolute nightmare. And our GPS is just terrible, so I hate them. And anyways, we get there, and I had called when we were about halfway there and told them that we were going to be late, and they said that was fine. So they were aware. Just me calling and being nice and everything kind of did soften their hearts a little bit. So when we did get there, they were very nice, but she did say she didn't know what she'd be able to do for me once she got there, and I just like started crying, and she knew, you know, that I was just devastated. So she did anyways, and I had to fill out all this paperwork and stuff first, but she took us into this room, and they had this big bed laying there. It was just nice, like real homey looking place, and she put the wand on my belly. And we told her a little bit, you know, about us. That was our third baby and stuff, that we had 2 boys. And she told us about her background. She was had been a sonographer for 15 years or she still is, but she has 15 years experience in high-risk patients. She does this on the side, and she does high-risk ultrasounds for a living. So she's very good at her job, and we felt totally comfortable with that. She did like a once-over of the baby, and everything looked great. Like the head, the brain and everything was, she didn't do any measurements or anything, but just kind of gave us a once-over. We could tell that the kidneys and liver, I think liver did she show us? I don't remember. But stomach, bladder, maybe she didn't show the liver. Anyways, 4 chambers of the heart, the little hands and feet and everything. I mean, the spine. She just gave us a nice once over and helped us to feel a little bit more, you know, easy about having the whole home birth thing. My midwife is not into doing ultrasounds like at all, and I'm all for home birth, but it helps to know that baby is completely safe and you are expecting a normal, low-risk baby to welcome. So I don't have any, you know, background to make any assumptions that there would be anything essentially wrong with baby, but it is nice to know that everything's okay, and it appeared to be okay. So we were very, very excited about that. When she put the wand on and kind of gave us that, you know, that good little butt view where the little legs are like here, and then you can see the butt here, I totally saw 3 lines right there, and I was like, oh, it's a girl. And yeah, I actually recorded myself. You know, I was recording. I wasn't sure what all we were going to get. And then she moved it, and it was just the angle that she had it at, and then all of a sudden you saw this thing pop out. And I go, oh, it's a boy. And I had that on tape, and that totally made me feel really, really guilty. And yeah, it was bad. My husband was just ecstatic, you know, and I was ecstatic too to have a 3rd boy, but it was it was a totally different feeling because my pregnancy this time was totally different than my first two. My first two pregnancies with the boys were identical, same symptoms, carried the same. I mean, everything was just the same. And this one was totally different. I carried higher. I had some morning sickness. I was breaking out like crazy. Every like old wives' tale pointed to girl. I just absolutely felt that it was a girl. And to this being our third baby too, probably is our last. My husband would like to get fixed after this one. I don't feel like I'm done having babies. I feel like I'm done for now, but I don't feel like that's it for me. I feel like I would like to have more, and it just terrifies me and makes me really sad to think that I'll never have a daughter. So yeah, at the same time, I'm so excited and so happy to have a third baby boy. It will be so much fun to have 3 boys who are so close in age, and they'll be, you know, I just hope that they'll be best friends. That will be awesome. And, you know, there's so many exciting things and so many reasons why I'm glad that it's a boy. But I also am kind of grieving over, I feel like I have lost my only chance to have a girl. And everybody around me seems to have mixed gendered families, and it is bothering me a bit. I've been a bit jealous and envious of other people lately. Like every family at church has, you know, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, and it's like, what in the world? Why not me? I don't know. But so yeah, that's kind of why I haven't done a video. It's hard to come on and be like, yay, baby boy number 3, just exactly what we wanted. I don't want to be that fake person. I don't agree with just blatantly lying like that. I don't feel that that's right. And I also was very apprehensive on sharing my real feelings, but hopefully nobody says anything rude or hurtful about me sharing my true feelings. Because I don't want to be treated as if like I'm a terrible person, because that's how I feel. I bawled my eyes out on the way home from our ultrasound, and my husband was just like, get it together. Basically, be happy we're having a healthy baby. And that's not it at all. I am happy that it's a healthy baby. It just feels like I just lost a daughter. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. It feels like I have lost my only chance to have a baby girl. And I don't know, I just was convinced it was a girl, so that's why it bothers me so much. I mean, I wanted our second baby to be a girl, you know, and Ryder was a boy, and I didn't feel like this, but I didn't have any, like, signs or symptoms that he was a girl. So, I don't know, it's a different feeling, but we're trying to pick out a name for this baby boy, and he is so cute. We saw so many ultrasound pictures that I'll share with you guys. And he's moving around all over and stuff. And afterwards, we had like an hour and 45-minute ride home from the ultrasound. And at one point, you know, when she was showing us, like I told her that I had saw the 3 lines, and she said, yeah, what's coming up is the penis and then the 2 testicles. And sometimes, you know, it looks like that at first, but then she gave us the full-on view, and then another view, and then another view, and I was like, okay, I get it. You know, I don't know, I was just getting a little bit offended. I was like, okay, I get it, it's a boy. And my husband was standing up clapping. He's like, yeah, all right, another boy. And I just turned, I was like, okay, that's enough. Like, you're overreacting. Like, that's enough. I was just getting really offended and just really hurt. And I just don't know how to express my feelings without people thinking that I sound like a complete jerk. I don't know the word, and I don't even know if I really want to upload this, but yeah, that's my, you know, real feelings. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say, but I am, you know, thrilled about baby boy. Those are some very real feelings that I've been dealing with, and then I feel like everybody is like, oh, too bad for you, haha. You know, like my sister's she has a girl, and now she's having a boy, and I don't know, it just bothers me. You know, I'm happy for them, but at the same time, I don't want them to look at me and be like, boy, that'd be terrible to have, you know, 3 boys in a row, because that's not how I feel at all. If I would have had the same exact symptoms, it probably wouldn't have bothered me so much. And now I'm like, oh boy, I definitely want another baby. But me and my husband went for a walk the other day, and if we truly decide to have another baby, I don't want it to be because I want to try for a girl. I want it to be because we truly want to have that 4th baby, you know, regardless of what it is, because it's probably going to be a boy. And, you know, that's kind of what helped me wrap my head around being pregnant this time, was that we did not try for this baby at all. It was a total surprise. I didn't have any cycle in between Ryder and this baby, in between pregnancies. And like a month before I found out I was pregnant, I was just praying. I don't know if it was at like we have this 12-hour prayer day at church and stuff where we go and pray for an hour, or however long you want to sign up for. So I was just praying, you know, multiple things. And I remember praying for a baby girl in our future. And I found out I was pregnant like a month later. And I just thought, like, wow, okay, like God was just answering my prayers. And then when I found out it was a boy, I mean, that's the only thing that really helped me wrap my head around it and kind of get through this unexpected pregnancy. But we're totally welcoming another baby. We're totally welcoming another baby boy, and we're happy. It's just, I don't know, I don't really know how to word it, but hopefully you all can understand and not be judgmental about it. Some of you have been very open with your feelings too. And I appreciate you supporting me and just giving me some encouragement and stuff through this. So, yeah, but she did some more measuring. I'm just like going on and on. So I'll talk more about the ultrasound now. She did a couple, I'll show you, of like 3D ultrasounds. There's one of baby. It's his little face. And this was the first. But no, that's not the first shot. I'm sorry. I'll show you just the 3D ones first. There's baby. That's like a side view. Here's a little foot up at the top right there. And this, I don't know if you can see all this underneath. That is the placenta. And that thing was huge. It was really weird throughout my whole ultrasound. It was absolutely huge and like this big ball. And she actually said like that it was weird. She didn't understand why it was so big. Once I get to the next picture, I'll explain some stuff. That was just one where she was measuring the heart rate. And he was actually in like a fetal position, but his head, instead of like being curled up like this, it was completely back. Like it was so weird. And she was just trying to, you know, get him to move his head and everything, and he just wouldn't. So here's a little profile. This was the second gender one that she showed us. Like this was his head doing that whole like back thing. There's this little spine. This underneath here is the placenta, and there's it's a boy. She just did the side view. This was 4 chambers of his heart. Here's another little 3D one. And this was the very first shot that we got of boy. Now I don't know if you can see, but like at a different angle that she showed it, or that I saw it first, I mean, it totally does look like 3 lines, but it wasn't out like that. It was back here. So I don't know if it was, I don't know, the angle of it was different. And then when she got a good angle, it was like protruding. But I mean, I'm not dumb. I'm able to read ultrasounds and stuff, and it was just, I was just shocked. So a lot of what's bothering me is feeling like I can't talk about it. And then I have this unbearable guilt about the way that I, like actually having a thought like, well, I really wanted a girl. I really thought it was a girl. And then I feel like awful. Like, how could I ever feel that way? And it's hard. So I'm just like struggling. So it would be nice if people could be nice, and, you know, I could use some prayer and stuff to just make me feel better. Not necessarily, you know, that I'm not happy. I am happy, but just feel better and not feel so guilty, and to be able to bond with this baby now, because it feels like it's like I lost a baby girl and now I gained a baby boy. So it's like a bittersweet type of thing, I guess would be the best word. But this was another view of his little stuff there. This was the placenta. And I honestly have never seen my placenta, any of them, look like this before. It was ridiculous. But if you can see this white line here that's going around, and it's in another picture too, there was a small sac underneath there, and she actually said to me that she wondered if I was pregnant with twins at one point, which would make a lot of sense because this pregnancy I have had ridiculous like heightened emotions, just like I don't even know, unbearable, can't control, you know, my feelings, just over exaggerated everything. Just my pregnancy symptoms have been totally exaggerated. So my husband and I have been joking, like, he's like, yeah, you must be having a girl because that's, you know, you're acting like you have extra girl hormones and stuff. But if it's truly not a girl, it would make sense that if it was twins, if my HCG levels were a little, you know, bit higher and stuff. And with our first ultrasound being so, oh, excuse me, sketchy and stuff. So yeah, here's another picture I already showed you, but you can see a little bit of the sac right there. And let's see if I can find another one. So there's no way to know for sure, to tell for sure, but I'm convinced now that she said that because I didn't, you know, like say, hey, what is that? She said, I'm wondering if you weren't pregnant with twins. So yeah, this one you can see it too. Right here, it goes along the placenta there. This is a placenta here, and it goes right along the wall of the placenta. So it's very possible that it was, you know, vanishing twin syndrome, and I'm curious to see the placenta, you know, once baby's born and stuff. I looked it up, and sometimes you can actually see it in the placenta, so it would be not, I mean, if you could see it, it would be nice to know for sure, but my husband's kind of like, doesn't want to blow it out of proportion, like, don't be telling people that it was twins and stuff, and that's not, I don't want to tell people like, yes, I was pregnant with twins and I lost one, because it's not something that I know for sure, and I don't want people to feel sorry for me or anything, but it would explain a lot. Now I feel like I'm not crazy, and like I knew something was different with this pregnancy, so I don't know, I just felt like, I felt totally crazy when it was a boy, and I'm just like telling everybody about this whole pregnancy. I'm just like, no, it's a girl. And they're like, well, you don't know yet. Did you find out? And I'm like, no, but I know it's a girl. And then I have to tell them it's a boy, and I'm just like, oh, I feel like a dummy, you know? So she did, I forgot to mention, she did measure, well, first of all, I showed her, I had to take, I'm sorry, this is so long. I had to take a ultrasound picture to prove that I was getting prenatal care. And I took her my one that was at 6 weeks, 6 days, but I should have been 7 weeks, 6 days, but the girl was just measuring all weird. So anyways, I went by her date, what she measured, and I moved my pregnancy, my due date back a week, or ahead a week, whatever you want to say. So I was less pregnant, whatever. So I showed her that ultrasound picture, and she said, that is not a 6-week baby. She's like, that is more of a almost 8-week baby. So I was like, okay. I kind of, like, I knew that. I mean, I kind of had that feeling. And then when she saw the baby on the ultrasound, she said, yeah, this is a, like 16 and a half week baby. And I said, well, you know, I've always had big babies. So, you know, my babies have always measured a little bit big. And she said, no. This has nothing to do with baby size at all. Your placental maturity, the look of the amniotic sac, the size of your uterus, everything. She said, taking everything into consideration, plus your first ultrasound, she said, I would give you a due date of about August 16th, where you would be 16 weeks in 1 day, not 15 weeks in 1 day. And it just totally jived with my first suspected pregnancy date, you know, my estimated due date that I had figured out myself. And so, yeah, we skipped a week. We went from 15 weeks 1 day to 16 weeks in 1 day. So it's exciting. I would not do that if they just like measured baby and was like, oh yeah, baby's measuring, you know, a week ahead. I don't agree with that at all. That is why you have a first trimester ultrasound, to measure the size of the baby. However, my ultrasound tech for the first ultrasound, had no idea what she was doing. She was very rude. I didn't like her or it at all. It was terrible. And this girl was very, very experienced, and she never even measured the baby. As far as she tried to measure the head once, and the head measured like 17 weeks and 4 days. So I know that she didn't, you know, change the date by that. She was looking at the placental maturity and everything. So everything went good. The only weird thing was that this placenta was huge and just like stuck in this big ball. And, oh, good news is it's on the back side this time. I had an anterior placenta last time, which resulted in a posterior birth. And I have been fearing that because we're having a home birth, and not that it was like terrible or anything, but I did rip really bad. And I know that posterior babies can, you know, make you rip more. And I'm just petrified of ripping again. So yes, I'm so excited. I'm hoping that we don't have a posterior baby this time. I'm just praying that baby is head down and in a good position and everything. So yeah, this is a long video, and I'm sorry. I will stop now. And I'm almost 18 weeks pregnant, so I will record in you know, a day or two and just kind of catch up. Last time you saw me, I was 14 weeks. So I'm just going to combine them all and catch you up. And that's honestly why I haven't done a video, is I didn't want to be, I don't lie. I didn't want to be, not that I've never lied or anything, or that, you know, I don't catch myself in a lie, but I don't, I don't try to lie. And I just didn't want to be fake or anything. I wanted to share my real feelings, but at the same time I didn't want to be judged for it. So that's it. Baby boy number 3 due August 16th. So it's exciting. We're looking for, you know, like a mid-August baby. And I mean, it's nice to say, you know, kind of with a home birth, they go either way, you know, like 2 weeks. So it's nice to say that we will have a baby in August, you know, sometime in August. So very exciting. That is it. I will see you guys in a couple of days for basically like my whole 4th month update. And yeah, all right, bye guys.